learning. They come back home, assignment after assignment after assignment. These children are becoming a little bit out of the world. They're not getting emotional. They're just becoming machines. So it's good for them to have a little time they spend at home, rest, get to know themselves too, even get to understand their siblings as well. So there are two sides to it.
Okay, Francis, I have an issue with what you said earlier. You said the reason why parents take children to school.
One of the reasons.
One of the reasons why parents take children to school is so that they don't have to take care of children for that period of time.
One of the advantages of sending your children to school
is so you don't have to take care of your children.
Is to avoid
taking care of
them at home when you have to be at work.
Francis, don't say that.
The time is polite.
God.
If I'm at work
you're talking like someone forced these people to have children.
You are at work now.
If you as an adult decide to have a child,
man and wife,
you should be prepared to take care of your child all the time.
Okay, so how do you take
care of the child?
How do you pay the fees?
Even when they become adults, even when they leave the house.
How do you pay the fees?
So don't make it look like
how do you pay
parents take their children to school. One of the reasons don't say that.
The
main reason why parents take their children to school is for them to be educated.
You said the main reason.
When they have
one
midterm break, you should be able to make alternative plans to keep your children engaged or keep them busy.
One of the reasons. I didn't say the main reason. The main reason is to teach them. But however, how do you pay the fees?
No, you make it sound like one of the reasons why I'll take
one of the reasons. Yeah, I think one of the reasons. It doesn't.
Not every parent goes to the office. We have parents who work from home. But we have wives that are full-time housewives.
So how about parents who go to the office?
Okay,
are they to be not considered?
They take their children to school to make them educated. Don't say it like they're taking them to school because
one of the reasons parents take their children to school.
So one of the reasons why I take my child to school. Don't speak on behalf of
we have many parents. I belong to PTA, so I know what parents.
The next trend is #NYC. Let's move to the next trend, please. #NYC. The federal government 2 months ago approved increment of core members Alawi to 77,000 naira. But until now, they have not effected the change. So core members are angry, so they pour their frustration online, saying that they are still receiving 33,000 naira. So someone said, let it be known that the federal government still pay core members 33k for the month of October, lower than the approved minimum wage, when they claimed that payment of 77,000 naira will take effect from July 2024. Francis, what do you have to say about it?
Well, here on this set, I said areas would come, but this is becoming annoying. I mean, while we're expecting those areas to come, because I remember back then I enjoyed areas, they shouldn't frustrate those young people further. It doesn't matter to even go into debt, expecting that they would get higher pay later and they'll handle it, and now you're putting them inside that kind of situation. So it's not safe to frustrate young people who are just core members. Terrible from the Nigerian government. Terrible from NYSC.
Yeah, I totally agree with what Francis has said. It is terrible. It is very embarrassing that things don't go smoothly. Like once something comes up, implementation is always an issue in Nigeria. I don't know why. Core members are going through a lot. I remember what I passed through, what I went through. In a country where they don't have enough accommodation for all core members that are sent to a particular state, they should understand that these core members, these core members need more than the 77,000, because some core members, they move to a new state, you have to pay your rent, you have to start living, and these landlords won't even care if you're a core member. They're not going to say, okay, because this is a core member, okay, pay this amount of money, let me give you a discount. Yeah. No. So they should please.
Language barriers also another reality.
As soon as possible. For me, 77,000 is too small for core members, because you're leaving your home, leaving your people, moving to a new
place. So should have been a standard of having a place for core members to go to, coppers as we call them, to go to when they move to a new place. For instance, you're just leaving your orientation camp. Yeah. This particular set, you're going to this particular house.
Yeah.
House.
That's what I'm saying. They don't have accommodation for
before you can give them some 7,000 naira. You have to provide things like that.
State government should look at investing, providing good accommodation for core members. They should. They really should. And the 77,000 should be implemented as soon as possible. It's so sad.
Okay, thank you. So we are done with the minor trends, and we are moving to the major trend. The first major trend here is #arrest, which was trending alongside #Nigerian police. Nigerian politician Mr. Alex Mascot seen physically assaulting a delivery driver because of who he is. So a delivery driver went to deliver some snails to Mr. Alex. So he got to his apartment and he called Mr. Alex. Though Mr. Alex was sitting just a few minutes away from where he was, But then he didn't know that it was Mr. Alex. So he called and Mr. Alex picked the phone and he told Mr. Alex to come to the car and get the snail. So Mr. Alex got angry and started shouting at him and it turned to assault. So I'll play the video for us to watch. Before the video, I want to read some tweets. So someone said the number of times he called him stupid is more than the number of projects and positive changes he has made in Aba. Honestly, if Nigeria was a working country, this man, Mr. Alex, should have been arrested for assault by now, and at least by next month, he should have ceased to be a member of the House of Representatives. So he told the police officers to arrest the Bolt driver. But the Nigerian police force, kudos to them, they were able to intervene, and then they made an official statement online. They said, the Nigerian police force is aware of the incident between a Bolt driver, Mr. Stephen Abuashewa, and Honorable Alexander Ikwe, which took place on October 27, 2024 in Maitama, Abuja. The federal government, the Federal Capital Territory Command is actively handling the case following Mr. Abuashewa official report at the Maitama Divisional Headquarters. So the Mr. Alex was charged to court and he was made to make an official apology to Nigerians and to the Bolt driver. So that's what has been happening. So let me play the video for you to understand better, and then I'll hear your views about it.
So you think I will give you my money with the way you have spoken to me?
I did a job for you and you have to pay it, sir.
You will not see any. You will not see a penny from me. With this level of disrespect, you're very stupid. Very, very stupid. Madam, who is this stupid boy that you sent to this my house? Who is this foolish boy that you sent to my house? How can this stupid idiot come to my house and tell me that I'm supposed to come and meet him in his car, pick up snail that I'm buying from you? Can you imagine this rat? I can make this man to disappear in the whole Nigeria and nothing will happen.
I just wanted you guys to just get a glimpse of what really happened.
This really trended this week. Oh, go on.
Yeah, no, I'm done. Yeah, I want to hear your
Okay,
views.
this really trended this week, and Nigerians have talked a lot about it. First, the boat driver is not his houseboy, and the boat driver is not the one who prepared the snail.
Yeah.
It's not the owner of the business. So the boat driver is just a delivery guy, right? And no matter what happens, no matter how someone offends you, no matter what a person does to you, and you feel like, oh, what this person did was wrong, you have no right to assault anybody. So where he got it totally wrong was when he slapped the boat driver. That was totally unnecessary. And as a public person, you should be careful. He should know this. Alex Ikweche, he should know that as a public person, you need to be careful. I've seen prominent persons talk about how they don't want to say things in public because they never can tell who's listening, not even listening, who's videoing. We are in an era where people now, anything,
Just bring
you wouldn't even know you're eating, you see yourself online, you're talking, you see yourself online, you're having a verbal fight with someone, you see yourself online. So it was totally wrong, The apology he gave, I don't think it's...
He threatened to make him disappear.
Yeah, how? How?
That even shows that maybe he's into criminalities before now.
No, maybe he's just someone who uses his power to make people disappear. You know, someone offends you and then...
Maybe he's into more things. Well, why you said kudos to the police, I have issues with the police and how they manage activities,
Okay.
which actually they are called upon. It's as if the person who calls them is their employer and they are bodyguards to that person. Not just bodyguards, but bodyguards in a lawless environment. Because what the police does, when you call them to go detain somebody, they just come, pick the person, as though the person is a thief and treat the person like one. You know, very terrible. They don't come to know what's going on, you know, handle the situation, and ensure that peace prevails. So for that side, the police was wrong, and even knowing that the police are reacting based on the video, so that whole thing just makes me wonder how many people would have gone through things like this in society and will never say. How many of these reps, how many of these lawmakers, how many of our entrepreneurs, knowing full well that Nigeria is now a country divided between the rich and the poor, no middle class anymore, means that this happens almost every now and then. The difference here was that the young man had to put his camera phone on. People have argued that the boy knew what he was doing, he provoked the man. I should have come out of his vehicle, alighted from his vehicle, brought out his nail, maybe not going to the man's premises.
Yes, I forgot to say that the driver was actually wrong.
Should have done those things.
To stay in your car.
Yeah.
And
You are delivering an item.
We've seen in foreign countries when people want to deliver pizza, when you get there, you come down, you ring the bell.
You wait outside.
No, according
You
to the
stand at the
guy,
door.
according to the
You
guy,
give them.
he said from the
It
gate.
does not matter if you call the man did not respond. Your job is to take that item to his gate, knock. He opens. You are not to enter.
Or you call him, he
That
comes.
So the
to
security
gate.
man actually allowed him to go to a compound,
Mm.
right, to enter. And then he saw Mr. Alex sitting close to a garden.
He came down from his car.
No, he did not.
Okay.
According to him, he said he was calling out on him, but he didn't know that was the person. So and then he now had to call the number.
Well, the most important thing when you've called, it wasn't the man was not around, that the secretary was around. He delivered those items anyway. So he was supposed to go to the gate, knock, deliver the item. That's how it's done.
Yeah.
That's how it's done, first of all. So people have argued that maybe this guy wanted to provoke the man. Maybe he knew that the man was hot-tempered and he was ready with his camera phone and the rest of them. But let's assume that he was ready, that was planned. That was a booby trap. I'm glad he made that booby trap because it has shown the excesses of an abusive person who's supposed to be called an honorable. So I'm glad that was a booby trap, by the way, if that was the case.
And then he could easily, like you said, the gate man was there. You don't want to step out of the compound to take a delivery. Why not send your gate man to pick it up?
As though it was rituals or snails.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't get it though. Basically, this has exposed a problem,
Okay.
and that's also exposed the Nigerian police to be quick to answer to big dogs. There should be sorry on that regard. The way the man was making noise with big names of the police, and the police have been denying and taking the firm stand. We know that denial is based on the fact that that video was out there. If it wasn't out there, the boy would have been in there, locked up somewhere. He would have probably disappeared, really. That would have been the beginning of his disappearance.
Yeah, I just hope that this case will not be swept under the carpet like so many other cases we've seen. The panel has been set up. In fact, I'm disappointed. By now, his party, I'm not even talking about the House of Reps,
Yeah.
his party
Abga.
should have suspended him by now because this is a huge embarrassment to the party, a huge embarrassment to the House of Reps. So now that the panel has been set up, we really want to hear the punishment.
Meanwhile, just to set it clear, Alex Ikweche has apologized, and he apologized before his fellow members of the House.
Yeah.
He's done that. He was very eloquent, spoke so well, read from the paper, and didn't feel emotional until he dropped the paper, by the way, to say he was sorry. Yeah, he's done all this, and said he has entered into ADR, alternative dispute resolution, to try to ensure that peace prevails. So he might talk behind the court and handle the boy's problem. That's okay. However, it is embarrassing to his party, like Blessing noted.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing to the House of Reps. So they should also know that their integrity is at stake. That we now see all of them as bullies, as people who would make us disappear. That's the impression. Injury to one is injury to all. So the man's action really makes a mockery of our lawmaking chambers, and they are called honorable. So for by the virtue of being called honorable, this was dishonorable. This should be something.
This tweet by VDM.
They should
Is this true? Was he remanded in Kuje prison?
Well,
I haven't confirmed.
we've not
that.
confirmed
think
that
so.
because
Yeah.
I saw
I think
him
so.
making a speech afterwards at the House of Reps. At the House,
I don't
talking
think so.
about
Hasn't
I
been
was sorry.
confirmed yet.
Notwithstanding,
Yeah.
the House should make a move. His apology, they said, okay, let the committee follow it up. They should follow it up, and then they should take actions. I thought it's evading my head. I'm trying to put it together, but my point is that after all is said and done, even that young man should, be not just apologizing to in public in the House. It should be met. Cameras should be there. He should apologize properly, for what he has done, and lessons should be learned from here. Also, boat riders, Uber riders, e-hailing riders generally, know how to deliver your items. know how to go to their house, do not enter inside, knock outside, just like Blessing used the pizza experience. Do that. Also, if you see bus drivers, when they deliver their, what was that they called again? Deliver items to people. They don't waybill. They stop at the road. They come out of their buses, their vehicle, bring out the item and deliver to the person. That's just a common sense. So don't sit back in your car. That was so provocative, man. Who are you, you proud person? Because sometimes the rich also cry. He's wondering what gives this man the impetus to sit down inside his car and tell me to come out and collect the snail. For what, you know? But he overreacted. I'm sure he's learned his lessons, but he must pay as a deterrent to others.
Thank you very much. The next trend is hashtag stop killing us men. A boy and his 4 friends passed away after eating pepper soup prepared by his ex-girlfriend. This story is really sad. A very young girl who is not up to the age of 18 years poisoned her ex-boyfriend. She prepared pepper soup that was poisoned, and then she gave it to the ex-boyfriend. But unfortunately, his 4 friends were present and they all ate the pepper soup together and they all died. So this girl, with the way the issue is, she's trying to revenge because she's angry with her ex-boyfriend for abandoning her and meeting a new girlfriend. So that's just the case. So can I hear your, or let's watch the video, and when we watch the video, then I will hear your opinion.
That's a young girl.
Yeah, that's the young girl.
The one who killed everybody. Allegedly. All right, that's sad. This is sad. Very, very sad. Just before we came up here, when I heard about this story, sadly, I got this story broke here, just right here on set. I didn't even read about it earlier on. First off, my biggest shock is you want to poison one person in school. You cannot poison one person in school.
Were they in school?
You cannot poison one. You cannot poison one person in school. If you put poison in my pot of food, you have killed the entire compound.
It depends.
Most times, that's usually the style. People in university students generally, most times they cook. Most times, not all, but in most cases, when they cook, people come and eat. In fact, the school I went to, girlfriends, as a show of love, deliver food to their boyfriends or just best friends, sometimes ex-girlfriends who are trying to still create an impression. And when they deliver those items, I've seen how boys, back then I was usually all by myself. I used to be seated, calm, alone. I used to live in a world of my own. I don't explain that. But I used to wonder how these girls would bring food to these young men. And all my friends would be in that cooler eating. So you try that. You've killed an entire hostel. So first of all, that was how crazy that went. But then again, it's also very worrisome, really, how people would go to show anger. You kill somebody, you've not made the person pay. What you've done is you've caused pain.
Young girl, very young.
She's not
How
18 years.
How did you even come up with that thought to poison someone and kill someone? It shows that our society is, I don't know, young girls, young guys, it's like their priority is just to be in a relationship. Everything is about relationship, about love. You're not thinking of how to go to school, how to be somebody, how to be your own independent self, and it's about love, it's about relationship. And the way people see love and relationship now, it's like if you lose someone, then
it's all over.
It's the end of the world. You have to kill the person, or you have to kill yourself. It's crazy. It's really crazy. Our young guys and young girls should do better. This is really sad. And then I'm going to say this. I saw a lot of tweets yesterday. A lot of people were saying something. If you break up with someone I don't see a reason why the person should. I don't even know if she cooks the food in the house or she brought the food from her own house. I do not know. But if you break up with someone, end things properly and stop eating food from them. Yes, please. Because the first question I asked was, how did the ex-girlfriend
Come into the
prepare a
apartment.
meal and you have a girlfriend? She's angry that you got a new girlfriend. I don't know, maybe she cooked in my house or she came to your house, she cooked. Just stay away from your ex. That's all I'm gonna say.
I don't know if I'll say stay for your ex.
Stay away from your
Like,
ex.
the world is cruel.
But
Cannot
You
be
know,
just
you
too
could be
careful.
friends, you could talk, but
That's
to the
the thing,
extent
you
of
can
you
be-
eat her food, why? You have a girlfriend.
They are
you
friends.
know how
They are
these
friends.
are very young people.
No.
They're very young people.
Now, I'm sure many persons will learn their lessons.
Yeah,
So if
many
you're still
persons
eating
will
your
learn.
ex-girlfriend's food or your ex-boyfriend's food, you should be careful. You've broken up. You both are not.
This food
relatives.
lesson is talking about is even figurative.
How's it
They are
figurative?
eating the food.
Both foods. I'm talking about the both.
All kinds of food.
All kinds of food. Stay away from it. Once you're done with
However,
someone,
something
stay away from the person.
something that strikes is that priorities are misplaced. If you are even dating in school, which I don't have a problem with, should that be the focus? Really?
Exactly.
Should that be the focus?
That's what I said. You should
The focus
on
in
your
school, I want to make it very clear, is trying to get good grades and also trying to learn a trade, an art, a skill that will sustain you in this very difficult country called Nigeria. In fact, you apply how to either you're planning to leave the country or you're learning a skill, involved in a trade, you're studying. And so when you're having a boyfriend or girlfriend, that's almost by the side. When they go, you don't even. I remember myself in school. It's quite funny. I wouldn't even know if we have broken up because I was so engrossed in many things I was doing at the same time. So if you are breaking up, you're like, oh, we've broken up. Or were we even dating? I didn't know. Because I was so
okay
busy.
to have a relationship. People fall in love. Some persons
But it should not be a
get
priority.
married to their primary
Yeah.
school sweetheart, secondary school sweetheart, university sweetheart. It's
Yeah.
okay to fall in love, but as a young girl, as a young guy, that should not be
A priority.
a priority. Even if you're in a relationship, you shouldn't. I see some ladies, they break up with their boyfriends and they begin to cry to the extent that you can't read your books, you can't go to lecture, you can't eat.
In school.
Is that what your father's house? In school.
I feel like parents need to do a lot.
It's not for parents to.
No, I understand
Parents
that.
do their
but
job.
in this case,
These children, they
parents
do
need to
it.
do a lot.
They go to school and make that decision by themselves. You're not eating your food. You're not reading your books because of a boy.
Or
not
a
man,
girl.
A boy. No.
It's not like they
They
detailed
need
you.
to have
It's like they detailed you on your wedding day, or they have went to your parenting introduction.
exactly.
Just one thing that would leave you after school. In fact, you see,
That girl is too
till
young.
after NYSC,
Very
So
young.
young.
until somebody does introduction, until they have dropped something on your head, it's not a serious relationship.
Now her whole life, her future is just
Troubled, exactly.
It's just
Let me
four
think.
persons. I don't see her getting out of that.
No, she would not get
That's-
out of
she's
that.
done,
That-
she's
that's
done.
terrible.
She's just going to spend the rest of her life in prison. That's the
Exactly.
best she could get, really.
Let me read some of the tweets. Someone
I
said,
think we should go on to the next.
Yes, because of time. We've already.
okay. The next trend, which is the last, is hashtag Nigerian police.
Okay.
So Nigerian police is trending this time around.
For something positive or something negative.
Something negative. I actually hope it will have been something positive. So there's this man called Iboja. He is from Enugu State. He's an Igbo musician.
Okay.
So he was shot accidentally, allegedly rather, by a police officer 8 times. According to the policeman, he said accidentally. Yeah, that's
8
what
times.
he said. 8 times
Oh.
he was shot and then he died on the spot. So that is the young man. So they were in a gathering of in a group with his fellow musicians when the policeman saw him and then shot him. So this incident made triggered a protest in Enugu State the following day. So Enugu persons, they were angry and then decided to do a peaceful protest. But it didn't go well because police started shooting, though nobody
Is that a
died.
policeman?
Yeah, that's the
He's been
policeman
arrested?
that he has been arrested. Yeah,
Okay. No, the police, have they come up with any official statement saying
not
it
yet,
was
not
an
yet,
accident? Because I don't know how an accident can happen 1, 2,
8
3,
times.
4,
8
5, 6,
times, yes.
7.
not yet.
8
This was
times.
just what happened. So we are yet to hear.
So he's been arrested.
Yeah, he
He's
has been arrested, yeah.
Okay. I'll tell you, it was not accidental at all. He what's it?
The tweet.
Okay, the tweet.
Someone said, if you think this one will go scot free, Sabi Obiago people them go follow this case reach Supreme Court, and if you no favor them go find the man reach hellfire.
They play.
The problem is not with him, but with the Nigerian police force. Yes, I know he may have pulled the trigger, but the Nigerian police force allows them to extort money from people. The Nigerian police force has to come out and tell Nigerians to stop paying money to the police, and whoever asks for money or discharge their guns without justification should be taken off the force. Sometimes I wonder if these policemen, when they recruit them, is it that they are not educated?
They're
is it that
educated.
they're illiterate?
We've had the PPRO, Delta State Command. Okay, you want her to still read
Mhm.
it?
Yeah, someone also said, trust me when I say this, more Nigerians will be Ibu-jayed, just a matter of time. Who knows who will be next? The Nigerian police are just a bunch of untrained and uncontrolled rascals who sees the ordinary civilians as easy prey to express
Oppressive skills.
oppressive skills.
Okay. Well, person, you were wrong.
I said the PPRO, Delta State Command, we've had him on set several times on radio, on TV, and he has said something. He said they keep telling them all these things. They've been trained.
And
But-
retrained.
The police officers are what? They're Nigerians, just like you and I. So it's a Nigerian thing. Corruption has eaten so deep into our system, every fabric of the society, that people now forget the roles that they should play. Just like the way we have politicians, we have the presidents who should be there serving and protecting the people, coming up with policies that are for the people.
Yeah.
But we're seeing the opposite. Same way we are now seeing police officers that should, safeguard the people, and now the ones killing the people. So it's how corruption has eaten deep into us. But then what is the police, those at the top, what are they doing to make sure that things like this don't keep repeating itself? And if it does, that the police officers are punished. I remember one that happened in Delta State here. The police officer that opened his trigger on a particular man at Wolu Road. The man has been sentenced to life imprisonment.
Okay.
Is it life imprisonment or death by hanging?
I think it's death. Yeah, death.
And he's been sentenced to death. So I want that to actually happen right now, because you can't say it's an accident. You killed someone. You shot someone 8 times. That man should be persecuted. That's what I'm going to say.
Well, what a sad day. This is the last trend.
Yeah.
What a sad day. We've heard about 2 death cases just back to back. We've heard about police brutality, and even brutality from a public servant, a public person. First of all, those in power should understand that they were empowered by the people. Those who have guns should understand that the guns were paid from our monies, our taxes. When you're being paid your salary, most times you look at it and you see what the slashes here and there. You know the actual amount. Even now they increase the minimum wage. You see the actual amount, and then you see what was slashed out. Those slashes are taxes, and those are how these people are funded. The police. Those are how all of them are funded. So they serve us. They serve us. Taxpayers' money, basically. Their duty is to serve the people. So the moment they begin to see the people as their bosses, things could change a little bit. If you see your boss, people, have you seen women rude to their husbands? But when they get to work, they are very subservient to their bosses, because they know the man pays their bill. Moment people in power, those carrying guns, those in House of Representatives, those governors and commissioners and senators and the rest of them, realize that how they are surviving is because the people are their bosses. They begin to honor them more and serve them. This case should not be overlooked. Of course, it wouldn't be. Action should be taken and should be made known in public space. Because like somebody talked about the people of Obiago, they don't take nothing. When you talk about Enugu, 042 boys, they go extreme if you don't treat them right. They're not cowards. They're very, very bold, and they can be very physical. If you don't want to cause some level of unrest in that area, ensure that justice doesn't just prevail, but justice comes on time. And that when justice is served, there's good publicity about the justice that has been served, and the whole world sees it. The highest level of punishment should be given to that man, and should be done not because the man is just a bad man, but so that every other person will understand that even if they're intoxicated by drugs, they will not indulge.
Yeah.
Because people might say, I'm high. But when they see some people who are their bosses, they calm down.
Yeah.
And then the Nigerian police should also compensate his family too,
Okay.
Yeah.
because they've taken the breadwinner of that family.
Thank you very much. This brings us to the end of today's Extra program. It was a wonderful time with Francis and Blessing.
Thank you
It was
so
wonderful,
much.
but sad.
Thank you. Thank you. All the same. It's also the end of Morning Rides this Friday morning. Lesson.
Thank you so much for riding with us. It's been a wonderful ride, like Patient said, but the X train had